Our first inductee to be elevated to a legend is Trevor Barker, and on behalf of him, his good friend Colin Carter has accepted the award. Colin, what does it feel like for a close friend of Trevor to see him get this sort of recognition?
Well, it just feels fantastic that, and while Nick was up there talking and they showed the highlights behind the scenes, I was just on my table. I had Greg O'Neill, who was, as I said, was team manager at St Kilda now, and he was tearing up. And I just look around the room. He was the type of guy that just people loved, and yeah. So it's a great honour, and I only wish, obviously, that he was here to accept it, but he's not. But yeah, it's a great honour for me to accept it on behalf of the club.
No one ever speaks ill of those who have passed, but Trevor really was a magnetic personality, and as you mentioned in the speech, had so many friends and knew so much about his friends. Was he the sort of person who would just draw people to him just by his nature?
Yeah, it's exactly it. He always had a smile on his face, whether he'd be playing a joke on you or going to the pub to have a beer. He just loved life. Yeah, he just loved life, and he really did draw people to him, just with his blonde hair and his good looks and all that sort of stuff. So it was fantastic, yeah.
So it's 17 years this year since he passed. I imagine you still think about him regularly, and you've still got his voice in your head in all sorts of aspects of your life.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, Luke, because I see him as just a mate. So it's not the football side, but just, I see someone down the street who used to be a supporter or used to know from 30 years ago, and they look, they might have put a bit of weight on, or they look differently and go, oh, geez, I've got to ring Barks. And you forget for a split second that he's gone. So, you do. Obviously, you think of them all the time. So you miss these people, but to me, he was not just, not the great footballer, he was just a good mate we used to hang around with all the time. So, yeah.
I'm sure you're proud of your good mates tonight. Thanks for chatting to us.
Thanks, Luke. Cheers.